back to Movies Outpost. Today, I will show you an action thriller movie titled Hitman Agent 47. Enjoy the recap. After years of relentless searching, Dr. Del Rego finally stumbles upon a girl named Katia. She's the daughter of Peter Aaron Libvenko, a brilliant scientist who had once managed to create super soldiers to carry out the government's dirty deeds. These formidable warriors were known as agents, but before Libvenko could document his groundbreaking work, he vanished without a trace. Now his daughter is the only key to finding him. But things take a sudden turn when their computers get hacked and a virus infiltrates their system. Dr. Del Rego's bodyguards spring into action, hustling him out of the room and escorting him to a secure safe house. However, on their way, a bomb planted beneath the road detonates, catapulting one of their vehicles into the air, and speed off in the opposite direction. But danger lurks around every corner as a motion sensor gun springs to life, taking out the driver of the second car with a well-aimed shot. The last car, with Dr. Del Rego inside, races away from the chaos and reaches the sanctuary of their underground safe house. Upon entering the safe house using eye recognition, Dr. Del Rego immediately senses that something isn't quite right. He taps the guards' shoulders and they collapse onto their keyboards, revealing bullet holes in their heads. The chilling realization dawns on him. He's walked straight into a trap set by the notorious Agent 47. Desperate for information, Agent 47 wants to know the whereabouts of Katia, the girl Dr. Del Rego had recently discovered. At first, 47 tries asking politely, but when Del Rego refuses to cooperate, the ruthless agent threatens to gouge out his eye. With no other options, Del Rego reluctantly reveals Katia's location. Fortunately for him, 47 lowers his knife and walks away without inflicting any harm. He simultaneously dashes towards a nearby gun shelf, discovering a booby-trapped bomb. In an instant, Dr. Del Rego is blown to smithereens. As the building alarms blare, Dr. Del Rego's entire security team scrambles to the site of the explosion. Amidst the chaos, Agent 47 expertly takes them down one by one. More guards rush in, but 47 is prepared. He whips out his guns and eliminates anyone who dares to confront him. After single-handedly dispatching all of Del Rego's men, he walks out of the building unimpressed. Meanwhile, Katia heads to a local library in her quest to find her father. Everyone hunting her assumes she knows his whereabouts, but the truth is, she doesn't. All she has are fading memories and an old, blurry photograph. Despite her best efforts, she comes up empty-handed. For a long time, Katia has tried to find her father, but her attempts have been fruitless. Unknown to her, Agent 47 has located her by running her facial ID through the town's CCTV footage. Determined to find her, he quickly gears up and sets out to capture her. As Katia sleeps, she begins to have visions of Agent 47. Her heightened sense of danger tells her that he's coming for her, so she hastily packs her bags and flees. By the time 47 arrives at her door, she's already escaped through the roof. She makes her way to the train station, but 47 is hot on her heels. Out of the blue, Katia bumps into a man named John Smith, who offers to help her. Although she initially rejects his aid, she soon senses 47's menacing presence closing in. As 47 catches up, he pulls out a gun and fires at the duo. Katia runs, while John stays behind, shooting back at their pursuer to buy her some time. John manages to knock 47 down, and they both tumble onto the train tracks, where a brutal fight ensues. Despite John's best efforts, 47 fortunately, an oncoming train distracts 47 just long enough for John to escape and reunite with Katia. The pair hop into a car and speed off, but they don't make it far before their driver is taken out by a sniper shot from 47, who's still on their tail. Abandoning the car, Katia and John continue their escape on foot. Realizing that 47 is still behind them, John comes up with a plan. He fires his gun into the air outside the American embassy, drawing attention and getting himself arrested. John knows that even the daring Agent 47 wouldn't risk infiltrating such a heavily guarded building. While Katia is being interrogated, Agent 47 unexpectedly strolls into the embassy. He willingly hands over his bag for inspection. Upon scanning the bag, the guards cannot believe the arsenal he just brought in. Agent 47 is promptly taken to an interrogation room for questioning. A detective, puzzled by 47's seemingly insane decision to enter an American embassy so heavily armed, demands answers. When asked who he is, 47 coldly replies that he's an assassin and wants the girl. He then kicks the table, sending his sniper flying into the air. It fires a shot that severs his handcuffs, and in a flash, 47 incapacitates the two guards in the room and frees himself. Hearing the commotion, John leaps into action, breaking through a glass window. He and Katia race outside, but 47 is hot on their heels. The duo commandeers a police car and speeds off in an attempt to escape. Seeing this, 47 dashes to the top of a nearby building, where he has a clear vantage point of the fleeing pair. He takes aim at the car and fires a shot. The bullet strikes the vehicle, but Katia and John continue their desperate flight, narrowly evading capture once more. The next day, Katia and John discuss their strategy. Katia lays out her maps on the hotel wall and begin brainstorming, trying to deduce her father's hiding place. After some time, Katia has an epiphany. She knows where her father is. John presses her to reveal the location, but before she can say anything, the demon walks in and fires several shots into John's chest. Then he knocks Katia unconscious and carries her away, determined to uncover the secret she's just discovered. When Katia regains consciousness, she finds herself tied to a chair. Agent 47 emerges from the shadows, and as he touches her, a flood of memories comes rushing back. She recalls herself as a child, along with her parents, and the sight of a young boy standing by the roadside during their escape. That boy was none other than Agent 47. It turns out that both of them were part of the same experiments as children. Agent 47 explains that John only wanted to use her to locate her father, as his organization aimed to restart the Super Soldier program. Having said his piece, Agent 47 turns on a plane engine behind Katia, which starts to pull her towards it. However, she focuses and manages to untie herself with surprising ease. It seems her father had also transformed her into a super soldier. But as they try to leave, mercenaries swarm their location. To confuse the soldiers and give himself a fighting chance, 47 activates all the machines in the area. One by one, the mercenaries are eliminated. As they navigate the chaos, Katia encounters John again, but this time he's anything but friendly. Agent 47 appears and engages John in combat. Unlike their previous encounter, this fight is different. When 47 attempts to stab John, the knife fails to penetrate his skin. John overpowers 47 and throws him to the ground, pointing a gun at him. Before John can act, Katia fires a shot, shattering the window behind him. The resulting vacuum sucks both soldiers into the plane engine, causing an explosion. Miraculously, John survives. Once they manage to escape, 47 is no longer playing games. He demands Katia tell him her father's location. Faced with no other option, she reveals that he's in Singapore. The duo immediately heads to Singapore. Antoine Leclerc, the head of the syndicate, is informed of their whereabouts. He contacts airport security and orders them to monitor every entry point, notifying him when they spot either of the two. To avoid detection, 47 steals and dons a pilot uniform. He gives Katia a single instruction: avoid being seen by the cameras at all costs. Relying on her super soldier sensory abilities, she scans the entire airport's CCTV layout. Skillfully, she navigates through the airport, hiding behind various objects to avoid being seen. Before long, she makes it out undetected. Agent 47 is already waiting for her outside in a red Audi. The security team tries to review the airport CCTV footage to find her, but their search yields no results. However, as she enters the car, an external camera manages to capture her on film. The two then head to their hotel room, unaware that they've been spotted. Agent 47 sleeps on high alert with his two guns by his side. Unable to sleep, Katia decides to take 47's guns and clean them. As morning arrives, syndicate mercenaries burst through the door, but 47 is ready for them. He engages them in combat and easily defeats them all. By the time Katia finishes cleaning the guns and returns them, the fight is already over. 47 is not pleased with what she did and gives her a stern warning not to do it again. The duo quickly prepares to leave, but before they do, 47 hands Katia a knife. He knows there's an open contract on their heads, and they'll need to be ready for anything. As they make their way around, their movements are closely monitored by Leclerc, who has been after Katia's father from the beginning in order to create more super soldiers. After years of searching, Katia finally has her first chance to see her father, Peter Litvenko. Overcome with emotion, she sheds tears, unable to understand why he would abandon her and leave her alone in the world. She questions how he could dare to turn her into a super-sensitive, scared person. Litvenko tries to hug her, but Katia backs away. He attempts to explain his actions, but she refuses to listen. Agent 47 appears in front of them, and Litvenko initially thinks he's there to kill him. However, 47 just stands there, not taking any action. Suddenly, two people disguised as workers pull out their guns, but 47 spots them first and shoots them. The trio quickly runs to the red Audi and speed off. Just as they try to make their escape, John blocks their way. Motorbikes emerge from behind him and start chasing after the trio. One group shoots at them while the other tries to cut them off. But just like all the others before them, they are eliminated one by one. As barriers begin to rise, John speeds up his car and manages to escape unlike his pursuers. Completely abandoned to the city, but before long, their car is hit by an attached hook. It spins around and comes to a stop as more hooks puncture the car from all directions, immobilizing it. 47 quickly jumps out, taking out the assailants midair. Some manage to make it to the ground, but 47 quickly takes care of them as well. The trio starts running to escape, but Litvenko is shot in the leg. Katia tries to carry him, but she's unable to do so. 47 makes a tough decision and saves Katia by carrying her away and leaving Litvenko behind. Back at the Syndicate headquarters, Litvenko is tied to a chair. John wants answers on how to create more super soldiers, but the doctor remains adamant and refuses to tell him. As a last resort, John has Litvenko injected with a serum. The doctor starts shaking uncontrollably in pain, but even through his suffering, he remains silent, refusing to give up his secrets. On the other side, 47 is busy plotting. He hacks into the building's CCTV cameras and monitors everything that's happening. He calls emergency services, directing them to the Syndicate headquarters. Then, using the building's loudspeakers, he starts to talk to Leclerc. 47 tells them to look outside the window. They see a helicopter with a sedated Katia inside. He offers them a better deal, the girl in exchange for the old man. He argues that Katia is all they really want. She's a hybrid, and all they have to do is study her for all the answers. Leclerc accepts and instructs 47 to land the helicopter on the helipad. As Litvenko is untied, Katia takes matters into her own hands. She pushes the control stick forward, causing the helicopter to fly into the building and destroy everything in its path. When a mercenary comes to check on her, she jumps from behind, taking his gun and shooting him. At the same time, firefighters who were earlier called by 47 arrive and make their way up the building. Katia then turns on Hitman mode and begins mopping all enemies that stand in her way. Leclerc, protected by John and other bodyguards, quickly escapes the crash and enters his office. To their surprise, 47 is already inside waiting for them. He shoots at them, but John stops the bullet with his hand and the two begin fighting. 47 manages to knock John to the ground and empties an entire gun on him, but it has no effect. John stands up and starts to beat 47, even punching holes in the wall behind him. 47 strangles John and attaches wires to a live electric wire behind them. John is electrocuted, and his seemingly indestructible body is finally defeated. As 47 and Katia go after Leclerc and her father, they take out the bodyguards one after the other. However, they are too late to stop the helicopter from taking off. Katia watches helplessly as her father leaves and abandons her once more. On board the helicopter, Leclerc is confident that they have escaped and are safe. He even promises Litvenko that he will come back and find Katia. However, Litvenko has other plans. As he takes out his inhaler and presses it, the helicopter suddenly explodes. Katia watches in horror as the father she had spent years searching for leaves her again, but this time forever. It is then revealed that eliminating both Leclerc and Katia had been 47's mission all along. Agent 47 had completed part of his mission, but when it came to Katia, he refused to follow through and threw the phone down the skyscraper. Eliminating both Leclerc and Katia was necessary to put an end to the agent program once and for all. Litvenko knew what Leclerc would do to Katia, so he did what any father would. He died to save his daughter's life. But just as the two were about to leave the building, the elevator doors opened, revealing an assassin standing there. It was Agent 48, and bang! If you enjoyed this action thriller recap, don't forget to like and subscribe for more exciting content. Thank you.